Good afternoon from Saskatchewan. My name is LizaWithaZed, and welcome to button mashing, which is the new direction I'm taking my channel in. I'm not doing video gameplays anymore. I'm instead going to be putting out videos once a month on Mondays of where I put buttons and pins on my hat. Now, what it is a hat covered in buttons is something I've been doing since high school. So, like 20 years on and off. There were times where I stopped wearing it, but no, like every month I would change the loadout of my hat to have it be covered in buttons, and it's my thing. It's sort of my signature thing. Like, it's how people recognized me in university, and all my friends are sort of used to it as sort of my little eccentricity. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing instead of video gameplays. I'm going to be putting out a video once a month where I cover this hat in buttons. And this hat is the latest in a long line of hats that I've covered in buttons, but this is my favorite. Both my current favorite and I think my favorite ever. I love this hat so much. This is the piercing hat from Psychic Circle Oddities. There's the logo. And you can go to psychiccircleoddities.com if you want to get this hat, or any of the other really cool goth clothing and pins that they have. I unfortunately don't have any of their pins because I basically had enough money to get the hat, and I got the hat. It was like $60 Canadian, including the shipping. But that it is a very solid quality hat. It's solid construction. It's got very solid construction. It's fairly high quality fabric. It's got these neato piercings on the side. I love these. And this cool design of a cat. And I love this hat. I love everything about this hat. So thank you, Susie or Mortimer, online for making this hat, because I love this hat. This is my favorite hat. But anyway, I'm going to destroy the structural integrity of this hat by putting buttons all over it, because I am a weirdo. But yeah, I'm going to start with, every month I have a theme. I have a different theme. April is Autism Awareness Month. So I have collected a bunch of pins and buttons related to my special interests. Specifically, I picked two of my biggest special interests, Doctor Who and My Little Pony. And so I have a bunch of buttons related to that. I also have buttons that are just related to April or have April on them. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have used my April O'Neil. Oh, I have an April O'Neil pin, like, from the Ninja Turtles. I should have put that in there. Damn it. Oh, that's a great pun. Why didn't I think of that? I'm so disappointed with myself. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna go get my April O'Neil pin. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. That is April O'Neil from the cover of one of the April O'Neil miniseries that Archie Comics did. And yeah, she's looking pissed and she's facing down a ninja, and yeah. April for April. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I am ashamed. So I'm gonna put April right here. let's see here. Said sometimes I feel bad about poking holes in as high quality a hat as this is, but whatever. So yeah, there's April. I love it. And I'm also going to put the TARDIS. There it is. Here's the TARDIS. Let's put the TARDIS right here. There we go. You may have noticed that there were already a couple of buttons on the hat. One is my pronoun is they, because my pronoun is they. And another one is Stimtastic, which is a company. There we go. Stimtastic, which is a company that makes STEM toys, which is appropriate for Autism Awareness Month. So I had that on with my last loadout, and I decided to just leave it on. My last loadout was stuff that reminds me of my husband, because I last did a hat in February. I skipped March. I didn't mean to. Things got away from me, and so I skipped March, which is too bad because I would have done a whole St. Patrick's Day themed hat with like green everywhere, and I've got a shamrock button, and of course I've got like Jacksepticeye based buttons, which, you know, clearly is what March is all about. But I also would have had buttons related to my dad because Dad's birthday's in March. But anyway, this is April, and this button is for the Lost in Space movie, which was early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. Can't remember if it was 98, 99, or 2000, but it was, I think it was 98. Because Mike and I just started dating, so that would make it 98. But anyway, this movie's terrible. It is unremarkable. Actually, it's kind of a good, if you like laughing at cheesy movies, it's a good cheesy movie to laugh at because there's so much ridiculous stuff in it. Gary Oldman turns into a giant spider. So if that's your jam, go for it. But the reason I have this button and I keep this button is this movie was one of Mike and I's early dates. Like we just been dating for a couple months, and he took us to a dollar store and we got zap guns, like toy zap guns that made noises like shoo shoo zap zap. And then he had a pickup truck at the time, and we took his pickup truck to the drive-in movies, the drive-in theater, which we no longer have in Regina, sadly. But we went to the drive-in and he parked the truck backwards so that the bed of the truck was facing the screen, and laid out sleeping bags on the bed of the truck. And so we laid there all snuggled up in our sleeping bags, watching the movie. And yeah, so that's a good memory, and I associate that movie and this button with that memory. Anyway, this is a button for National Citizenship Week. I don't know if you can see it on there. Yeah, it's not picking it up because it's too late. It says April 15th to 21st, 1990, which was National Citizenship Week in Canada. So, hooray. Sometimes there are the existing pinpricks of old buttons that I can put the new buttons through. So, there. There we go. So I put that there. I always put a longer button above the, I don't know what to call this, the ponytail hole. Because when I was wearing my hair long, that's where I put the ponytail. And then I start with the bigger buttons first, and I put the bigger buttons on, and then I work my way downward with smaller and smaller buttons, sort of filling in holes. Like, I've sort of booby-trapped myself, because this right here means a bigger button won't go here without, like, obstructing stuff. So, I'm going to put this one here, because it fits perfectly. And it says, Challenge Ableism, and it's from the Canadian Federation of Students. They did a whole bunch of these buttons. Yeah, like I said, they did a whole bunch of these buttons, like Challenge Sexism, Challenge Racism. I don't like where that is. Challenge sexism, challenge racism, challenge, homophobia, transphobia, all that stuff. And challenge dickheaded behavior, basically. I would love a button that says challenge dickheaded behavior. I may take my button maker and make a button that says challenge dickheaded behavior. Nobody would find that funny except me, but I would find it hilarious. I'm going to grab this. 20% cooler. I have a lot of Rainbow Dash based buttons, because at one point Rainbow Dash was my favorite pony. I've actually decided that of the main 6, my favorite pony is Twilight Sparkle, because as it's gone on, I've found myself relating to her more and more. My favorite pony overall is Princess Luna, and I have a Princess Luna in here somewhere. There she is. Is she pretty? I love her. And I have a lot of Doctor Who's stuff, because of course I do. Doctor Who and My Little Pony, the whole theme of this hat. Here we go. In recognition of killed and injured workers, the day of mourning, April 28th. It's the Occupational Health and Safety Committee of the Manitoba something league. Manitoba Federation of Labor. Yeah, which is a union. My parents were big in the labor movement, and so I've got a lot of labor and union related buttons. So, including this one. But yeah, apparently the International Day of Mourning for people killed on the job is April 28th. So, I guess keep mind of that. Because that's important and very serious. But yeah, that's why we have safety regulations. And I can't remember who said it, but there's a quote where it's like, our regulations are paid in blood. Like, any safety regulation that exists is because some corporation somewhere tried to get away with doing something that ended up killing or injuring people, and they had to make a law to stop it. They wouldn't make a law to stop it if it wasn't something somebody did. So if you're ever looking at, don't store nuclear waste in workers' quarters, why would they even have that rule? Because they tried to, and people died. And in conclusion, corporations are bastards. So, yeah. Anyway, that was a cheery subject. Anyway, I'm just looking through my pins and buttons here. So yeah. Oh, here we go. This is this is like my only button I have for my linguistic special interest. It says, Haidutai pos sofrontides. Oh, I used to know this. Frontides. Oh no. Frontides sofoterai. Haidutai pos frontides sofoterai. It means second thoughts are often best. And my Greek teacher gave this to me because she noticed that I would write in an answer, cross it out or erase it, and write in a different answer. And I would have been right the first time. So there was kind of a joke between us that second thoughts are not often best. But this is a quote from Euripides. So I don't know where she got a bunch of buttons with quotes of classical Greek on them, but I would definitely have those if I was a classical Greek teacher for sure. I also have in here, I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, this is my big special interests are Doctor Who and My Little Pony. And I also have in here, I threw in some video game and YouTuber buttons, which I have not as many of, but I have some, and I threw those in. And, wowee! It's not official merch, but it might as well be. That's a Crank Gameplays reference, if you're not familiar with Crank Gameplays. Ethan Nestor, he's an adorable, awesome YouTuber. I'm very fond of him. Wowee! He gets to go above the TARDIS. Wowee! Anyway, with a couple of exceptions, mostly I'm sticking to the bigger buttons, because I like to put the bigger buttons in and then sort of fill in the holes. I'm trying to decide here if I want to use the secondary special interest pins, the video game ones, the big ones, or move on to the main special interest smaller pins and just fill in lots of space with smaller pins. Basically, do I want fewer bigger buttons or lots and lots of smaller buttons? Is basically the dilemma I'm having here. I'm Flowey. Flowey the flower. That's like one of the most terrifying things you'll see all day. Congratulations. Gotta catch them all. Let's see here. There's another Rainbow Dash, because I have a lot of Rainbow Dash, because like I said, Rainbow Dash was my favorite pony for a while. I don't know. Rainbow Dash reminded me of me as a kid. I had a lot more self-confidence when I was a kid. That kind of got ruined over the years. I don't know what this one is doing in here. I guess because it's just generally nerdy. Tune in on books. And it's a space alien, and space aliens are cool. Sometimes I don't need a reason for a button to be on my hat besides it's cute and I like it. Remember, kids, arbitrary rules are bullshit, and you can break them even if you make up the arbitrary rules yourself. Because if you obsess over things, you can have a bad time. I don't know where I'm going with this. There we go. There we go. Tune in on books. And now you see we got a gap there. I'm going to put a button in there. I'll put a Doctor Who button in there. That's the 7th Doctor. That's my favorite Doctor. Though I really like 13. I don't have any 13 buttons. I haven't had a lot of spending money since she came out. So I haven't had a chance to buy any 13th Doctor stuff. Which is unfortunate. But, oh well. I'm sure I will get a chance at some point. Prisoner Zero will vacate the human residence, or the human residence will be destroyed. Prisoner Zero will vacate the human residence, or the human residence will be destroyed. I don't even know if this is deliberately a reference to that. It's just a pin with a giant eyeball on it, but it looks like a Doctor Who reference to me, so I'm gonna take it. Also, it just looks super cool. This is the terrifying nightmares section of the hat. You're welcome. You'll be seeing that in your nightmares forever. Let's see. Let's get Jade in on this. Let's get Jade in on this action. Jade Harley. Where are you, Jade? I need you, Jade. Where are you? Oh, no. Where did she go? I saw her. There she is. This is one of the main characters from Homestuck. Her name is Jade Harley. She is my favorite. She is my best girl. I love her. I'm trying to decide where I want to put her. I'm going to put her near the bottom of the hat so she's more visible. Although she's near the back of the hat, so she's not as visible as she could be. There she is. And what am I going to put next to her? I could put an I Heart Overwatch pin next to her. Actually, I'm going to put this, which is a pin I grabbed just because it's springtime. And this button makes me think of spring. And spring is a rare and fleeting thing up here in Canada. I'm going to put the tried and true method of just picking stuff at random. Here's another pin. Here's another pin with my pronouns and form of address on it. I like to have those pins visible. So I can kind of go, hey, this is how you address me. Please don't call me ma'am. I really dislike being called ma'am. Cheers, love. The cavalry's queer. That joke never gets old to me. I'm sure it gets old to the people who hear me tell it, but it never gets old to me, and that's all that's important. Wow, I have a lot of Doctor Who and Tony stuff in here, but they all tend to be smaller. Like, here's the Daleks. Exterminate! I'm going to put the Daleks up at the very top of the hat, because they are bad guys. Because that's how logic understands and stuff. I don't know. Sometimes I don't need to justify why I do things. I can just do them. I have an urge to, like, justify and explain everything I do. But I shouldn't need to. I can just exist. I can put Princess Luna on my hat because I love her and she is beautiful. Look at how pretty she is. I definitely should be putting the Doctor Who stuff. Let me dig out all my Doctor Who stuff. I think I've only got the 2 pins from Doctor Who's. There's one, which is Doctor Who's cutie mark. And I've got another one, which is his face. I know it's in here somewhere. There it is. Doctor Who's. This hat's filling up faster than I thought it would. Once I get into a groove and start putting buttons on. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to put the pin one down here. I'm going to put the actual button one up by the other button, so that there isn't 2 pins next to each other. What? Me obsess over weird details? Yeah, you'd be surprised and amazed how much thought goes into the placement of every one of these. How much meticulous care and forethought goes into just so much. Like, I can't have too many Doctor Who pins next to each other, but I can't have pins next to each other, so I've got to space it out with buttons, and there's too much blue in this section of the hat. I love this one. This one's hilarious. I heart the Doctor. Because, in case you don't know, Time Lords have 2 hearts. Get it? It's funny! Because made up alien bullshit from a TV show is important. Here's some old memes for you. Keep calm, I'm the Doctor. Yeah. This is filling up fast. Oh, gotta have Discord. Discord. Favorite character. he's technically not a pony. So I can still say my favorite pony is Princess Luna, because Discord's my favorite character. And a genderqueer pin, because... And now it's just a matter of filling in little gaps with little pins, which is where most of my Homestuck pins are going to go, because most of my Homestuck pins are very small. But I want to make sure to use all of my Homestuck pins. I don't have all of the characters' pins. I just have a weird selection. I don't even have all of my favorite characters. I just have a weird selection. There. 7th Doctor. Favorite Doctor. Okay. So what I'm going to do now to make life easier on myself is just grab all the very small pins. All the very small buttons and the smaller pins, and isolate them out so that I have just them to draw from and don't have to read through the rest of this. I always end up with more pins than I need because I'm bad at judging. I'm bad at judging how many pins will go on a hat. You'd think after, like, what, 20 years or whatever, I would have a lock on this. But no. I know nothing, Jon Snow. Okay, so... front and center, let's get Dave Strider's emblem. I feel special kinship with Dave Strider because we have the same birthday, December 3rd. And I also want to make sure to get my girl Jane Crocker. This symbol is also a great beast from Problem Sleuth, so it sort of doubles as a Problem Sleuth pin, as well as a Jane and a Homestuck pin. So that's one of the reasons I really like it. Let me see. Oh, my Carcat pin isn't on here. There it is. Carcat is associated, wow, you can't see that at all, with the color gray and the zodiac sign Cancer. And he's my favorite troll. I love how the Homestuck stuff is sort of just going to be woven through, all through here, because it's in the little pins. This is the space aspect emblem, which is also associated with Jade. Again, favorite girl, best girl, favorite character. And also the aspect I feel the most kinship with, just because this is Aqueous, who's actually a shit character that I hate, but he's Sagittarius. He's associated with dark blue and Sagittarius, and I'm Sagittarius, so I kind of lost the patron troll lottery, because fuck Aqueous. This is the Beck symbol, which is, again, a symbol associated with Jade, because Jade is best girl, love Jade. And there's Terezi, who's an awesome troll I'm very fond of. She's associated with Libra and the color teal. And then this is a symbol for Nepeta, who's associated with the zodiac sign Leo, obviously, and olive green. She's also associated with cats. Go figure. I might not have room for a Nepeta. Yeah, no, I think I'm sorry, Nepeta. Maybe next year or at some other point. But yeah. So this is the finished product. This is my hat covered with nonsense. And I wear this. It's kind of heavy, but it doesn't bother me. As I said, I've been doing this for years and years and years. It doesn't bother me at all. I must have fantastic neck muscles, I'm told, because people pick it up and they're like, oh my God. Oh my God, that's heavy. And I'm like, doesn't bother me. And the other thing people say, and this is people I meet outside Saskatchewan, other thing people say is, wow, I bet your hat never blows off. And I looked them dead in the eye and said, it has, actually. Because it has. The wind has managed to, this is a good few pounds. And the wind has lifted it right off my head and deposited it next to me on the sidewalk. That's how strong the wind can get here in Saskatchewan. It's kind of scary. But yeah, so thanks for joining me today. Like this video if you liked it. Comment if it made you think. Share if you know someone else would like it. And subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to support me and what I do, check out my coffee at ko-fi.com/LizaWithaZed. That's it for now. And I hope I see you again next time. Play me out, Bowman. This is a Bowman shirt. Here, let me show you. See, Bowman. It's a Bowman shirt. Anyway. Play me out, Bowman.